Okay, let's do this. All right, looks like we are live. Everything's good. Welcome aboard, everybody.
I'm taking a break because I'm like, man, I just spent the last 3 hours. Well, not really 3 hours, more like two. The last 2 hours simming seasons and fixing rosters to try to resemble what they actually were in real life.
I mean, isn't part of the fun seeing the fuckery though?
Yes, however, I've seen a lot of the fuckery over a long period of time. I kind of just wanted things to be somewhat normal and stable for a while, just for a few years. Because I'm reforming the Mavs. Um, except instead of Jason Kidd, it's going to be Steve Nash, and then they also drafted Kevin Durant. So it's going to be instead of Marion, it'll be Durant. I'm going to bring Jason Terry in, and I'm going to bring Tyson Chandler in. But that's what I'm talking about with the fuckery, is that the Lakers, after they lost in 7 to the Celtics in the 2008 finals, and after that, what happened in free agency is they let Powell walk so that they could sign Tim Duncan. So I was like, no, 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 no. Tim Duncan's not leaving. Then the Celtics let Ray Allen walk, and Ray Allen formed a super team with Dirk and Dwayne Wade in Miami. And I was like, no, 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 no. So I'm like, okay, so I reformed the Mavs. I made the Spurs go back to normal. I made the Lakers and the Celtics go back to normal. And I'm like, okay, the extent of the fuckery that I will not allow from here out is once 2010 rolls around, I'll put LeBron, Wade, and Bosh together in Miami. And then from there, the league can do whatever the hell it wants.
Makes sense.
I just wanted to have the 2008 to 2011 be the same. And the extent of other fuckery that I did not allow up to this point is I refused to allow LeBron to win an MVP before 2009. I refused to let him win a Defensive Player of the Year in general. So now that we're on the 2009 season, he can go crazy. What I intend to do for my next Eras thing, after I scratch this itch with the Wolves, trying to do a more modern run, I'm going to go all the way back to the 80s era, and I'll do a Knicks run with Patrick Ewing.
Oh, that could be interesting.
Because ever since I started using Ewing in my team, I just became obsessed with Ewing. And man, let me tell you, going back and rewatching some of his shit, Patrick Ewing may actually be the best player to never win a championship. And the funny thing is if he had won a championship in some of those years where he came damn close but couldn't do it, he probably would have gotten more league recognition and could have stolen an MVP or two. Because, I mean, obviously Jordan was dominant, but some of those games came damn close. Like the Knicks losing important games by 1 or 2 points, where if they'd won that game, they would have won the series to beat the Bulls, or they would have won the series to win the finals, or they would have beaten the Pacers, whatever else was going on. They're only losing by 1 or 2 points, and then you go and rewatch the game footage and see what's happening late in the game. Patrick Ewing's teammates are fucking throwing up bricks. There was one, I forget which guy it was, but Patrick Ewing, with only a few seconds left in the game, the Knicks are down by 1. And on the final possession where they could take the lead, Patrick Ewing has the ball. He ends up getting fouled, but it was a no call because, late 80s, early 90s. But the foul wasn't on hitting him when he went to take a shot. The foul was they fucking tripped him. They tripped him up. So while he's going down, he passes it to a wide open teammate under the basket, which
Charles
is the
Smith. Charles Smith, almost. I'm pretty positive.
Charles Smith. Yeah, the Charles Smith game. Passes him to a wide open Charles Smith under the basket. That's the right basketball play to make. And if it hadn't been for the fact that he choked like a motherfucker out there, that would have been the game. And Charles Smith threw up 3 wide open layup bricks. First attempt, brick, gets the offensive rebound. Second attempt, blocked, offensive rebound. Third attempt, block, not the offensive rebound. This time Pacers recover, Pacers win. As I'm watching that happen in real time, I'm all like, holy fuck. Because, like, Smith had the opportunity to pass out. Because by this point, Ewing was back up standing, and he was wide open 7 feet away from the basket. And Smith just kept trying to shoot. Goddamn.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I I don't
going back and watching those, I'm like, man, came so close.
I don't think Ewing was better than like Malone or Barkley though. That's a tough one.
Barkley, I think, did more with less, and considering his size, he's definitely extraordinary. Um, Malone, I feel like Ewing never had a teammate as good as John Stockton.
That's that's probably true. I'm thinking. Maybe, yeah. Okay. I can dig it.
Because he had teammates who were good, not when they were with him. Mark Jackson was on the Knicks once, and Mark Jackson, if he was the Mark Jackson that was actually relevant, then the Knicks probably would have won. But when he was there, he was young and he blew a couple of really important moments. You also had famously Starks, but Starks is not as good as John Stockton was,
This
man.
wasn't even that good. Yeah, Starks isn't even like a Hall of Famer or nothing.
Right. The thing with Stockton is like the only thing anyone ever gigs him on is that he just didn't score enough. But a lot of that was because he kept wanting to pass. Like, there's only so many possessions in a game, and this dude had multiple seasons where he had an assist per game record that, like, is untouchable.
I mean, the thing with
There's a,
Stockton is he was never even like a top 3 player. Like he doesn't have that dominant season where he was like, "Yeah, I'm the best player in the league." Or
which is true. However, I think he's got to be in the running for the best 3-and-D player of all time. Certainly the best at his position. And I wouldn't call him the best passer of all time, because there are other guys who are more talented as straight-up passers. But in terms of being able to find the open man for the score to get the assist, no one was better. But in terms of absolute passing excellence, I'd consider guys like Magic, LeBron, Bird, Jokic,
probably Steve
and
Nash
Chris
too.
Chris Paul and Steve Nash. I'd say he's a better passer than Jason Kidd, but those guys definitely. all above him. Whoopsie dangle. Go like that, and then go like this. And Patrick Ewing, man, well, you go ahead and go first, because I won't forget what I was going to say.
I was going to say, his records are kind of untouchable now because of load management. Like, the assist record and steals record are not going to be broken pretty much ever.
The vast majority of records that require longevity are not going to be touched ever again because of exactly what you meant. Like, I'm reasonably sure that Stockton had a 4-year peak that's got to be like the highest assists per game ever. I'm going to check right now. Yeah. The only person who's even in the top 6 in assists per game for a season besides John Stockton is Isaiah Thomas, and only once, and he's in 3rd place. Stockton had the top 2, and then 4, 5, and 6. Then you get Kevin Porter, Magic Johnson 3 times, and then Stockton again. Like, holy fuck. Stockton appears in the top 25 assists per game seasons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6, 7, 8. 8 of the top 25 seasons of all time are John Stockton's, which is obviously more than anyone else. Damn. Man was an absolute legend. And what's even more impressive is that in terms of assist totals, that Zeke season that snuck in there is only the 5th highest amount of assists in totals for a season. Because he missed games and John Stockton didn't. Absolute fucking champion. So what I was going to say about Ewing is it's incredible, his level of dominance too. And he's got to be the unluckiest person of all time in terms of how stacked his fucking position was. Because if Ewing's peak coincided with Shaq's, Patrick Ewing, there's no question, would have won championships plural. And he would be remembered far, far greater, even if he had the exact same career numbers-wise, on the all-time lists. Because when you look at the guy's accolades that he got, he was only All-NBA first team once. But he was an all-star for fucking 11 consecutive seasons. Because if it wasn't Hakeem who was first team, then it was, especially given the years, you know, you got Kareem in there, you got Hakeem in there. Lord, let me check. Come on down to starting his first All-Star season was 1986. Kareem, Hakeem, Ewing finally, David Robinson, Hakeem, David Robinson, Hakeem. And then the first season where he's not an all-star, it ends up being Shaq.
That is an interesting angle. Like, if Ewing played in, like, the modern NBA when there were, like, no centers, he would have been, by far, the best center in the league. And by modern, I mean, like, maybe 8 to 10 years ago.
Playing during extremely slow-paced eras that were incredibly defensive-focused, having to bang against some of the toughest defenders out there, he still scored 24,000 points. In how many seasons is this? In 15 seasons. That's damned impressive, especially considering near the end of his career he was sidelined by injury to such an extent that if he had managed to been healthy for those last 5 seasons, he probably would have crossed 30,000 easily.
Most centers don't play well into their old age.
Which is definitely fair enough, but man.
Like, Kareem is like the outlier.
What a fucking hero. Man. Absolute fucking legend.
Yeah. At least it worked out. Seems like we're hitting the ball hard now, too. At least I can say that. Not so many cheap pop-ups. That's kind of nice.
Oh, wow. It's pretty funny. That's actually amazing. You know who has the most All-NBA second team selections of all time?
John Stockton?
No, but he is in the top 5. Bill
Uh,
Russell.
okay, that actually... That's kind of interesting, because Russell only played for like 12 years.
Yes, he had 13 seasons, and he was picked on an All-NBA team 11 times. He was only first team 3 times, second team 8. And that's the lead. In fact, among people who have played within the last 40 years, John Stockton is the leader for second team selections. Because most of those guys played back in Russell's era. You had also John Havlicek in second place with 7. Tied for third, Dolph Schayes and John Stockton. In 5th place, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with 5.
Okay, here's my question. When Havlicek was making second team a lot, who was making first team? Because I thought he was like the defining perimeter player of his era. I thought he'd be making first team every year.
It's because Havlicek was a guard. You're right that he was the premier perimeter player of his era. If he was a small forward, it would be a very different story. But because he was considered a shooting guard, he ended up being second team. His first selection, Oscar Robertson's first. Second selection, Rick Barry.
That makes
Third
sense.
selection, Jerry Lucas. Fourth selection, Billy Cunningham. Also for his 5th selection, Barry Cunningham.
Okay.
Then he gets to be first team. And then when he goes back to second team, Rick Barry again. Now George McGinnis. And that was his final selection. So it was just the unfortunate circumstance of being a shooting guard. And the stuff was very position dependent back then because there were only like 8 teams. So Kareem's actually tied with a number of people. So among Kareem is, or tied with Kareem at 5, is Dirk, Barkley, and Chris Paul. Because even though now they're counting guards in general, so now he's got the opportunity to be, considered first team more often, he's still having to deal with the fact that when he's making these teams, you've got Kobe and Wade are both in their peak. So his first selection was actually first team. He's up there with Kobe in the year that people thought CP3 should have gotten the MVP because Kobe was getting his makeup year.
Yeah. I mean, looking back
So
at it though, if you compare Kobe and CP3, it's like it could have gone either way. I don't think it was like a horse shit.
it's far from the worst award we've seen, even within 5 seasons within that whole fucking time frame. Um, So then the second time his first second team selection, he's getting picked behind Kobe and Wade. The season after that, he's not picked on any All NBA team. He's third team behind Kobe, Rose, Wade, and Westbrook. Then he makes first team again and again and again. Now he's second team. This is 2015 now. He's second team behind James Harden and Steph Curry. Season after that, Steph Curry and Westbrook. He actually had a second team selection in 2020. Good for him, but now he's behind Harden and Doncic. After that, he's behind Curry and Doncic. Last season, he had his final All-NBA selection. He was third team behind Booker, Doncic, Curry, and Morant. So, yeah.
Well, the interesting thing is they decided to just do 2 guards and 2 forwards instead of point guard, shooting guard.
Right, exactly. And that's what helped Paul get any selections at all, really. Let's see here. And LeBron has the most All-NBA selections of all time.
And next year, or the next year he plays, he will set the record for All-Star games. Because
Right.
whenever he plays, he's guaranteed to make the All-Star game, even if he scores like 2 points the whole
Exactly.
season.
Then second place is a three-way tie between Kareem, Duncan, and Bryant. Yeah. Kobe, of course, having the most first-team selections among that group. But Kareem being the only one in that group who was never picked third team. If third team was a thing for the duration of Kareem's career, then he probably would have the most All-NBA selections. Because a lot of those years where he wasn't first or second, he still would have been third. This excellent example. The All-NBA third team was first a thing in the 1989 season. And
Pretty sure that was the year Kareem retired.
yes. That was his final season, was when third team was a thing. And because it was still exceptionally position dependent, he had Hakeem, Ewing, and Robert Parrish got picked ahead of him. But throughout, if it had been a thing for his entire career, he'd definitely have the most selections because there were so many years where it was damned close, and he would have been there if third team was a thing.
They should retroactively go back and award third team for everybody. They should make a third team All-NBA for every season.
That would be hilarious. Yeah, so 15, so that would have been 16 right there. And then, I mean, he's on this thing twice as Lou Alcindor, which is hilarious. So it would have been 16 right there.
Yeah, I mean, David, it was outside. I have no doubt about that, but I don't care. It was definitely outside, though. It
17.
wasn't outside by much. It was a reasonable call. It wasn't like, a terrible call, but it was outside.
18. 19. And yeah, 20 right there. Yeah, he'd be on 20. So unless LeBron plays another season where he gets an All-NBA selection, then if third team was a thing his entire career, he'd have gotten it. Because most of the years that he wasn't on this list were in the 70s, which was when he was fucking amazing.
Did LeBron make All-NBA last year?
I'm not sure. I'll check right now.
This year, but this year.
I know. Let's see. Yes, he was third team.
Okay.
And he's only making it based off of reputation. Because like you can genuinely think of people who would deserve to be on that spot more than him. Remember, this is for forwards.
Thing is, I think some people got hurt. Like, Kawhi, I think, got hurt.
Yeah, which is fair. But due to load management and everything, and the fact that the top 3 finishers for MVP both played like 65 games, that's not the biggest deal in the world. So this is just forwards, and when you hear this list, you're going to think, you know what? LeBron really could have easily slipped off here, and I wouldn't have had a problem with it. First team, Giannis and Tatum. Second team, Jimmy Butler, Jaylen Brown. Third team, LeBron James and Julius Randle.
Literally Julius Randle.
Yeah, fucking literally Julius Randle. So you're sitting there like, there's a number of guys who could have fit on that fucking team. I wouldn't have had a problem with it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, next year the NBA is implementing a new rule where you have to play in, I think it's 65 games to make an All-NBA team, or be eligible for any award.
They should make it 75.
So I think you're going to see a little less load management because these guys do actually care about that stuff. So...
Well, I know, and that will help. But the best thing for it would be if the league came out and said, load management doesn't work. If you think it does, take a big fucking gander at the Clippers. Because they load manage their way into a first-round exit and Kawhi with a season-ending injury in the playoffs. Like, he's out for, like, the duration of next season off of that shit. It's like, load management doesn't fucking work. So, that being the case, players, when a game is not played, have it be like, have the contracts be divvied up into your salary is dependent upon... If you have a legitimate injury, and this is another thing, is have 2 medical staffs for each thing, is see if you're cleared by the team's medical staff, which is the one that counts for everything except for something like this, and then the league's medical staff, which is supposed to be impartial, and obviously they wouldn't be, and they could easily get bribed and all that kind of shit. But if they say you're clear to play, and for whatever reason you don't, regardless of if it's your decision or not, you're forfeiting to pay for that game. And then have the salary be divvied up to where, okay, your salary is dependent on you playing 82 games. You're covered if you don't. You're covered if you get hurt, and the league's medical staff verifies that. But if you Ben Simmons the shit, you're not getting paid.
You remember that Spurs Heat game where Popovich rested everybody, and it was like a nationally televised game, and Stern fined him massively?
Yes, and that would be the other thing, is because that right there would obviously piss the players off. So then the players would be like, oh man, that's fucking horseshit. Well, I guess I gotta play. And then they'd be mad if coach sat them for any reason. Have the organization get fined for the same thing. Say that the players pay that they're forfeiting for not making the game, for not playing the game. Players pay is still deducted from the owner's salary. They just pay that directly to the league as a fine. So if a coach just says, well, I'm resting my guys because blah, 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 but it's some Popovich level shit like that, then the owner just takes a big wet bite out of Popovich's ass and say, that's coming out of your fucking paycheck, buddy. You're the one who's paying this fucking fine because I wanted those motherfuckers to play. And the players would be mad too because they wanted to play. But if you end up in a situation where Jokic is like, you know what, I'm tired after kicking so much ass and laying so much pipe, I'm going to take tonight off, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
But,
So
you know, have it be more reminiscent of the way that things work for actual people, where if you don't work, you don't get paid.
yes, starting this upcoming season, players must have participated in a minimum of 65 regular season games to be eligible for any of the annual awards or to enter the All NBA team. Like last year, or this year rather, Curry played 64 games. I think that, if that rule was the thing this year, he probably would have made sure. Let me get to 65. LeBron played 56, probably the same for him.
Oh man, this is hilarious. When was this article written? April 2nd. That is beautiful. Because Embiid was shit-talking Jokic. He said, I'm not a two-time MVP. I've never made first-team All-NBA. I've never won anything. So why is there pressure on me to do something when there are guys that have won a bunch of MVPs and haven't done anything either? So he choked away a fucking 3-2 lead to lose fucking big time in the second round and not make the conference finals. Meanwhile, the guy he's shit talking, who he fraudulently won MVP over, is about to laugh his way to his first ring. And it's all like, where's all that shit you were talking? This right here, I actually hate Joel Embiid. Because he talks a massive amount of shit, and number one, he's actually a bitch, and number two, he's nowhere near as good as he thinks he is. So I love it when this dude gets humiliated, and I love it when this dude just sucks shit, and I love it when this dude does not fucking win. When he gets humiliated, I fucking love it and feel amazing amounts of schadenfreude. Fucking suck my cock. I hate that fucking guy. And he made first team this year over Jokic. Think about how stupid that is.
Yeah, that's not going to happen again anytime soon, I think.
Not even close.
It is too bad they don't play in the same conference, so they could have actually had a playoff series to settle it.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
Yes, that would have been astounding. So let's see here. Where's Jokic's first selection? Right here. Okay, so Jokic's first selection was 2019 first team. Embiid's first selection was 2018 second team. Then 19 he's second team again. 2020 he's not any team. 2021 he's second team again. 2022 he's second team again. So he's been Jokic's bitch in terms of the recognition his entire career up until this season. So this was supposed to be his year, and what did he do? Massive amounts of choking, fraudulent sack of shit. Meanwhile, Jokic laughing his way to an easy Finals MVP, and is finally acknowledged by everyone on Earth now as being the best player on the planet without any debate about it at all. So I hope the next time, because Embiid's going to talk shit. It's who he is as a person. But I hope people remind him about how fucking stupid he is.
Okay, Jokic's average in the finals through 4 games: 31 points, 14 rebounds, 8 assists, a block and a half, a steal, 55% shooting, 44% from 3, 88% from the free throw line.
He's basically unstoppable. Those are... If LeBron was 3 inches taller, those are LeBron numbers.
I don't think we've ever really seen anything like this before. Even LeBron, I don't think ever had a finals as good as this.
In terms of the all-around numbers, no. Because when he was stat padding like crazy, he was scoring a lot, but it didn't matter. He was still losing. And that's the thing, is that when LeBron wins, his numbers are not that good. When LeBron loses, they are. And LeBron's lost a lot. Jokic is averaging those numbers and winning. That's important.
Marsh, I don't know what Project Bluebeam is, actually, so hopefully that's not something that's embarrassing to not know about.
You know, Durant only played 47 games this season. so he wouldn't and shouldn't qualify.
Yeah.
But he still had a hell of a season.
Yeah, he did. But I think he's at the point in his career where like he can only play 50 games a year at most, and like he just hopes he's healthy for the playoffs.
Yeah, maybe. Ugh. Ron had an awful year. This is one of his worst three-point shooting seasons of his entire career. And he's been putting up a lot. Very, very bad efficiency for LeBron, because it's still over 50%, which is good, but it's like at 50%. We're just used to seeing him play better. But having said all that, LeBron only played 55 games this year.
Yeah, he wouldn't.
He didn't even start all of them.
Yeah.
He didn't even start all of them. That being the case, yeah, this is definitely the last time that LeBron makes an All-NBA team. So that being the case, if third team was a thing for all of Kareem's career, he would have made it. He'd have the record. So let's see here. Anyway, how'd he do this year? Okay, yeah, that's, wow. I'm surprised he's talking shit, especially about Jimmy Butler still. Karl Anthony Towns had an awful fucking season. He only played 29 games, too, but... fuck me. He had a bad year.
Yeah. He just needs to go somewhere where he doesn't have to be like the main guy. Go somewhere where he just has to worry about scoring and rebounding.
Wow. Julius Randle's actually been balling out for a while now. In the regular season, at least. He was second team in 2021. Just quietly racking up those meaningless regular season accolades that could actually get him in a fucking Hall of Fame caliber career if he keeps it up.
Shaq in his first finals with the Lakers, 38 points a game, 17 rebounds a game. That
Yeah, he killed those boys. He absolutely annihilated the Pacers.
was a good Pacers team too. Interesting
Wait,
team.
did you say his first finals or his first finals with the Lakers?
First finals with the Lakers.
Okay.
Yeah. Shot 39% from the free throw line though.
I'm just really glad, like, I'm glad, honestly, I'm glad that Embiid got these fraudulent things, because, like, they need to happen in order for people to remember why you don't do stupid things in the first place. This is probably the dumbest MVP since Westbrook's. Because Embiid's a good player and everything, but it's not like he's leading a team of scrubs. And he actually has better teammates than Giannis does, and Giannis led them to the best record in the league. So Giannis should qualify more than Embiid should. And Jokic is still the best player in the league, and it's not even fucking close. How could you possibly think that this was okay? My God.
Ask, how much are the teams worth? Does he have enough money for that? Like, he's not a quarterback. The quarterbacks are the guys who make all the money. Bobby, like, he's probably made, I don't even know if it's $100 million in his career, so I don't know if he can afford to buy it. Well, if he gets in on the ground floor, it'll probably be fine.
I thought we were talking about the value of NBA teams. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, an NBA team, yeah, that's a different animal, especially right now, but an XFL team.
Yeah, because I Googled it real quick, and the Lakers are estimated as being the most valuable NBA team in the league at $5.9 billion in value. Meaning that if someone were to sell the Lakers, they should expect to receive at least $6 billion.
And I think in order to get it from him, you need to offer like 10.
Probably. Well, I'm so fucking surprised that Jay Moore, of all people, is engaged to Jeannie. I'm all like, Jeannie literally has the opportunity to be a billionaire right now if she wanted to. Jay Moore is not even mid of a comedian, and his net worth was like a couple million when he met her. I don't even know how the hell it happened. Because everyone's all like, well, you know, if you're in love and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, how'd they meet? How did this start? I don't understand.
Did he star in a porn one time and Jeannie saw how big his dick was and was like, oh, I gotta get that?
I had no idea, but, Jeannie is a sleut, even though she's fucking, like, in her 60s now. Her Twitter profile pic up until recently was like a picture of her naked with basketballs covering her tits. And it was like, you're a fucking grandma, lady. What the hell's wrong with you? Some bras just can't let that shit go.
Yeah, David, I mean, the thing is, I think we've learned over the years that you can have a lot of assists and still be a really, really bad ball hog. Like Westbrook. Allen Iverson was a good example. Like, just because you're getting assists doesn't mean that you're playing unselfishly.
Yeah, let's compare it to a football analogy. So I think you guys can grasp it better. You know how Peyton Manning had the reputation of, yeah, he's got a lot of completions, a lot of passing yards and all that kind of shit, but he gets his receivers killed? He doesn't care that he's sending them out to fucking die and passing them into the waiting arms of the defense that's getting ready to give them concussion after concussion. He doesn't care. He's just looking for them to catch an easy pass so then he can get his stats up. And then they get fucking murdered. That's what Westbrook does with the basketball. You know, he's a fucking ball hog and he holds onto the ball until there's like 4 seconds left in the shot clock. Then if he doesn't chuck up a wild brick himself, he just throws it to his teammates. And he walks over to the scorekeeper and asks how many assists he has for the game so far, and then mentally keeps in mind how many more he needs for a triple-double. He literally stat-padded triple-doubles to pass Oscar Robertson's record. If you don't think that guys like Jokic, or LeBron during his peak, Kevin Durant during his peak, even fucking Kobe during his peak, because Kobe had a point where he averaged at least 10 assists a game, for a long period of time during that stretch. He led the league in assists. He did that just to prove a point, because he usually got all those assists within like the first quarter. Because people kept saying Kobe doesn't pass, so then he literally just force-fed his teammates. The Lakers were not winning those games.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was doing something that the defense was able to key in on. That's why Jokic gets a lot of assists and wins. And then Westbrook got a lot of assists, and he was the 6th seed and lost in the first round.
Yeah, that's why usage rate has been such a good stat that they've come up with in recent years. Like, if your usage rate is really high, it doesn't matter if you're getting a lot of assists, you're still capitalizing on them.
Right. It's also something that even the eye test can pick it up. Because when you watch a Denver possession that ends in a Jokic assist, you sit there and think, how the fuck did he find that guy? What a pass and what a shot. When you watch Russell Westbrook get an assist, you're sitting there thinking, ugh. Like you're watching the team and you're sitting there like, ugh. Just was like shit. There's no ball movement. There's just Russ holding onto the ball until it's time to make a play. Blech.
Remember when Westbrook actually got mad at Steven Adams when he passed him the ball, and Adams didn't immediately shoot because he wanted the assist?
Yeah. Shit like that's happened to a lot of people who were chasing the stat. LeBron, very famous for it. He used to yell at his teammates for grabbing a rebound when he needed a rebound to get the triple-double. Like, these guys are very aware of their stats, and they're very aware of what media narratives are like, and they're very aware of what numbers can tell a story that they want to be told. So if LeBron ever cared about beating Oscar Robertson's triple-double record, and in a season like he had during his peak, he could have easily gotten it. He was just trying to actually win a championship. So he wasn't actively trying to stat pad every single game, but he could have easily just gone out there every game and said, okay, guys, I'm just going to hold on to the ball forever and let me get as many rebounds as possible, and I'll just try to pass you guys open shots, and I'll feed you all night.
All right, I gotta actually
Probably.
take a short break here to swap my laundry around.
All right, yeah, no problem.
So I'll be right back, everybody. All right, everybody, we are back. Ah, back in his second finals with the Lakers, 33 points, 16 rebounds. So I think that Jokic is playing better if you consider the fact that he's shooting threes, making free throws, and all the assists. But it's an interesting debate. Because traditionally, and I don't know if this is still the case or not, a lot of people have said that Wade against Dallas in 2006 was the best finals any one player ever had. So I wonder, let me take a look at the numbers there. So that's like,
I I mean, I would love it if that was true, but it depends on what you're basing it on. If it has to be the team winning, then I can understand it being up there. However, uh Duncan's finals against the Nets, he dominated them to such an extent he almost had a quad double.
yeah,
Like
I
he absolutely fucking shat on that team. And
like,
of course, let's not even fucking forget about Shaq's absolute devastation of the Pacers we were just talking about earlier.
yeah, the thing is, I think part of it is that Miami looked dead, and then Wade just kind of played this incredible 4 game stretch. Whereas I think that even if Shaq played a decent finals, the Lakers probably still win. And if the Duncan plays just a decent finals, the Spurs probably still win. I would guess that probably factors into the equation a little bit here.
Oh, oops. Oh, hell, Bosch, and I realized I was looking at the wrong one. Wrong time. Alright. Wade shot 97 free throws, which was almost half of the team's entire free throws for the whole series, which includes Hack-a-Shaq. Shaq was fucking 29% from the line that series. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. The funny thing is, there was actually a sequence in game 3. The Mavs were up by like 6. There were 2 minutes left, and Shaq got fouled. Like, he had to make both, and he did.
Yeah, he
So,
always made them when they counted.
at least that's what he led you to believe. I was rewatching. Somebody on Facebook yesterday posted the video of what was it? Okay, it was the entire game 2 in the 2011 finals after Wade hit that 3 in front of the Dallas bench that put the Heat up by 15 with 7 minutes left, and then of course the Mavs came back and won that game, and it showed all the possessions. So I got to see Miami's possessions during that sequence, and like every possession is just LeBron dribbles for 20 seconds and then shoots a 3. It was like ugly.
Yeah. LeBron in 2011 legit played like someone who had money on the Mavs. Like he, and not just once it was obvious that the Mavs were gonna win. Like he fucking. There are people who may say that LeBron has some of the best finals performances of all time, but that right there is definitely up there as one of the worst.
Oh yeah. Let me pull this up here real quick. His best game in the finals was actually the first game. He scored 24 points, and that was his high for the whole series. He only averaged 3.3 free throws a game in a 6-game series. He shot 20 free throws in 6 games. That should be impossible. Oh, really? Remember when Kevin Durant tried to make his nickname the Servant?
At least when Kobe picks his own nickname, he picks something that sounds cool. That's just fucking stupid. Of course, we all know his real nickname is Pierre Delectico. Yeah, that's a pretty big one, David. Even Durant in the finals against the Cavs. That's might be that's got to be up there. Oh yeah, fucking killed him.
Yeah, that might be the list. Whatever Jokic ends up with in this finals, Jordan against the Suns, and Durant against the Cavs. Those might be the three best final series ever, at least in terms of pure stats.
In terms of dominance, I would want to say Shaq against the Pacers,
Yeah, Shaq against the Pacers. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Duncan against the Nets, and then Kobe against the Magic. And I'm basing that entirely off of when Kobe didn't flinch when Matt Barnes tried to fake him out.
That was pretty good.
That was GOAT. That that is the best. Not even flinching with a ball coming at your head. Moment. The second best is one time Derrick Rose threw a bad pass and it was a rocket and it careens into the fucking sidelines and hits Steven Adams, who's on his way to check into the game, and it bounces off his head and he didn't even react to it. And Mike Breen, it was a nationally televised game. You had Mike Breen and Jeff Van Gundy. Mike Breen's all like, "How do you not even react to that? That was a fastball straight to the head." Jeff Van Gundy was all like, "Yeah, the ball's got a dent in it now. He didn't even flinch." Based.
If Derrick Rose retires this offseason, he actually had like a really crappy year last year. Even by his standards, he wasn't efficient. This might be the end of the line. What a tragedy. Holding on to his fake MVP trophy. Holding on to his fake MVP trophy and down.
It really is sad about what happened to his career, especially since he'll end up having to be the first MVP to not make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He was so fun to watch, man.
It's still so damn weird that the NBAP turned hating him into a meme. Like, you'd think that's like the least hateable player. How do you hate Derrick Rose? Like, he doesn't even really say anything. He basically has selective mutism. So he's supposed to be there, but he's not. Okay. Okay. Please be somewhere here. I really don't want to have to go through some big convoluted thing now. I would deeply appreciate it if you were just here.
I'm sorry, just say it again?
I wasn't... No, no, no. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the game.
Oh. Whoopsie dangle.
Remember this?
Oh, God. If only.
That was the year the
It would have
Bucks
been
won the title,
awesome.
too.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It would have been awesome if they didn't. God, that was our fucking year, too, dude. Man, I wish we were fucking healthy that year, because we would have easily creamed that fucking Eastern Conference. Just like we did the season previously, we'd have fucking laughed our way straight through these chumps, and then had a field day kicking the Suns' asses.
Yeah, that's the one, like, black sheep year the Heat have had lately, because it's been, they've made it to at least the conference finals in every other year.
And we should have made the finals last season, too. Damn near did. If Jimmy hits that shot. It was game 7 right there. I mean, I'm not putting it all on Jimmy, because I remember vividly having an aneurysm because Kyle Lowry was playing like shit that whole series. If he played close to his averages for that season, or if he played close to what he fucking did this year, which was fucking him being older, we'd have won. All it would have taken was just for him to not suck shit like that, man.
I wish Butler had just gone for the layup. Would have tied the game, sent it to OT. He had all the momentum.
The uncontested layup. Wow. Jimmy's got huge balls, man. He would rather lose on an attempted game winner than take the supposed smart play to go into overtime and then potentially still lose anyway. You know, he's the equivalent of a guy who would have gone for 2 instead of kicking the extra point and going to overtime.
Yeah. Can't hate on it too much. But he's not like an elite three-point shooter. Like, he's okay. Like, if it was Curry, I wouldn't question it for a second.
Right. I mean, he's not amazingly elite, but he does hit them when they fucking count the most. Yeah, it's kind of like Shaq and his free throws. And it's kind of like Wade and fucking three-pointers, man. Wade was a terrible three-point shooter, but he always fucking nailed them when they counted. Holy fuck.
Yeah. When perimeter players get old, they do one of two things. They either pick up like a post game, which is what Kobe did, or they pick up a three-point shot, which is what Paul Pierce did. They basically try to get really good at one of those two things.
Right. Vince Carter became an amazing fucking three-point shooter as he got older.
Mm-hmm.
And, Dwayne Wade, he kind of always had a decent post game, because even though he was shorter than a lot of guards, he was a lot more muscular and thick than a lot of other guards. However, what he ended up doing later in his career, and I still love and respect the hell out of him for it, is he was like the last prolific mid-range shooter, wing player that we'd see in the league. What was amazing about that is that not only was he actually extremely efficient on the mid-range shot, but agonizingly enough for so many of his opponents. And I remember Ham said to me once that when they make D-Wade's statue in front of American Airlines Arena, whatever the hell it's called now, you should have Wade's statue be of him doing this. He must have led the league all time in pump fakes from a mid-range shot that he ended up drawing a foul on. Like they ended up making it illegal. Like it's not allowed anymore. But you remember well, he'd pump fake, get the guy in the air, and then he would jump into the guy to get the foul and then shoot it.
Oh yeah, that's like what Kevin Durant does, kind of. I
Yeah,
know exactly what you're talking about.
they got rid of it because Durant and Harden both won MVPs off of doing that shit. So they said, okay, let's put a stop to this. But Wade was like the legend at it. Because it makes sense jumping on a Kevin Durant or James Harden pump fake. It does not make sense jumping on a Dwayne Wade pump fake, but people kept fucking doing it. What an absolute lad. You something. Should I keep going deep like I was thinking? You know, go into the modern era, building around Brandon Ingram, Karl Anthony Towns, and somebody else who'd be a young guard. I don't know. But somebody else. Or should I just say, fuck it, I'm going to go right now and then start drafting some superstars from the very early 2010s instead of waiting until the mids?
I think the Karl Anthony Towns franchise could be really interesting. So I would go deep with that.
Okay, we'll make it happen. What the hell? You dumbass, you're a fucking free agent and you're 34. Who the fuck is signing you? Decline my contract. Just because I'm offering you the minimum, you're not playing. He's not even on a G League team. Why the fuck would you decline that? Like, who does this guy think he is?
He's trying to reward you with nonstop ass rape.
Basically. Alright, let me go back. 2015 NBA draft. Anthony Towns draft. I could stack draft picks that year. Pick up downtown D'Lo Brown. I wouldn't want to go for Devin Booker, to be honest, but I remember Emmanuel Mudiay. Shame he didn't work out. Then the year after that, you've got Ben Simons. That'd be hilarious.
I think Nuggets' nickname for Emmanuel Mudiay was Mudbutt. I don't know why. But I assume he had a good reason for it.
Outstanding.
Maybe he had diarrhea like during a game one day.
It's because Mudiay stinks. So he has mud in his name. I mean, do you remember when Mark Sanchez eventually became known as Butt?
Yeah.
That's all it takes. I'm gonna be straight with you. Like, Mark Sanchez, in the grand scheme of things, should feel blessed that that happened because he will be famous forever. And you could easily end up justifying it from the perspective of, I'd rather be known as Butt than be forgotten. I mean, I would be happy to have his life just in terms of, he's fucking got a lot of money.
Well, he's working as a broadcast commentator now. So he's making millions of dollars to talk about football rather than play it.
Mark Sanchez's net worth is an estimated $40 million. I would take it. I could do the Markel Fultz meme, or I could do Ben Simons or Lonzo Ball.
Oh, that sounds like a cheat code, David. You can't let him get on base, or else he's going to steal all the way to third every time.
Man, when did Brandon Ingram get drafted? It'd be before this. It couldn't have been 2014. It was the Julius Randle year. Right. So when the hell was it? Remember when Markel Fultz was supposed to be amazing?
He had the most broken jump shot of all time.
One of them. Definitely up there. Maybe I'm just not saying it because I'm blind.
Maybe Brandon Ingram isn't in the game.
No, I'm actually looking at the Wikipedia NBA drafts.
Oh, I see.
That's why. His name was in a different color than anybody else. He was taken second overall in 2016.
And the Lakers actually had like several years in a row of choice draft picks and didn't really get anything out of those picks. Like, they got some decent players, but they got nothing out of them.
And what's funny is when you look at those guys in a vacuum, those guys all would go on to have amazing and excellent careers. The thing is that they weren't good on the Lakers because they were very young, and then they all ended up getting traded for LeBron. They all got dumped so that they could get LeBron and Anthony Davis. But, you know, you look at Julius Randle and 2 All-NBA team selections, some All-Star appearances here and there, and he's the guy on the Knicks. He gave them their most, he was the leader of the team in their most successful season since Carmelo Anthony in 2013. And Brandon Ingram is an All-Star over in New Orleans. D'Angelo Russell ended up coming back to the team and was very important and instrumental in them making the Western Conference Finals this season, and had a great little career for himself outside of LA while he was gone. So if they kept those guys together, they'd have by now a pretty strong team. The same way that the Celtics took all their scrubs and have themselves a pretty strong team. They just traded all that to win now, and considering that they did win, that wasn't the wrongest move that they could have made, but they're going nowhere in a hurry, and it's hard to say after LeBron leaves where they're going to go from here.
I mean, honestly,
So,
1 year
15
without
Cat,
LeBron.
16 Ingram. I could start in 2014 and grab, assuming that he's in there, Dante Exum for the memes. Or Nick Stauskas for the best memes. It'll also be hilarious. "15 Cat, 16 Ingram, 17 Tatum." Some of the things I'd almost rather have somebody like fucking Mark is smart just because he's 3-D at that position.
Uh-oh, David. The Wemby is a bust train is picking up steam.
Is Wemby, is that Wimatanye?
Yeah, Victor.
Okay. Yeah, Wimatanye held to 8 points on 3 for 8 shooting as his team got blown out in Game 1 of the LNB Finals. Impressive.
Isn't that the same thing that LeBron did in the finals one time? He scored 8 points.
That is exactly what people would say! I don't think he's gonna do good. However, I don't think that this in and of itself is something you can hold up and say, look at that, we told you this dude's gonna bust. I mean, I know that no one's saying that, but people who look at this and then take it seriously in terms of thinking this is showing how he's going to turn out in the NBA, whether positive or negative, I don't think is accurate. But I don't think he's going to end up being amazing. And even if he does, he's going to have a Brandon Roy-style career. Amazing, but never plays. Also, don't hate me, but in my Timberwolves franchise here, I let the Sonics move to OKC.
I mean, it's been that way for so long now, I can understand that some people would just be like, it feels normal at this point.
But in my Cavs franchise, I denied it from happening, and in my Sonics franchise, I mean, duh. So, this time I let it happen just for the sake of letting it happen. Okay, LeBron winning in 09, I'll finally let you have it. This dude's averaged 35 points a game for the last 3 seasons. Like, what the fuck? 50% from 3, 56, 50, 80 shooting. 35 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Holy shit, I need to let him have this MVP. But like, goddamn, this is not even peak LeBron yet, game. Fuck.
What would be really funny is if you forced LeBron to a terrible team so he could stat pad and just shoot every single possession.
I'm not letting him have the fucking Defensive Player of the Year award. 09, 10, and 11 was when Dwight three-peated. I'll let that happen. Especially as Dwight leading the league in blocks with 5 a game. Like, why would you not give it to him? Let's give it to LeBron. Fuck you, game. I don't think so. And Andrea Bargnani had a massive explosion turnaround for some reason. He won Most Improved Player last year. He's on the Bobcats, so he is able to stat pad a bit. But he dropped 43 points this season. Wow. Or in a game this season is what I meant. And he's an 87 overall. Like, his stats are amazing. Fucking practically automatic as a jump shooter. And they've actually got him playing good defense. Second in the league in blocks beyond Dwight. That's pretty impressive. Wow. That's kind of a good team looking forward. Kevin Love, didn't win Rookie of the Year. Derrick Rose did. But Kevin Love's playing in New Jersey with Chris Paul. Not bad.
Kevin Love.
Basically. Alright.
Or like Kevin Hate.
Let me make sure once again LeBron does not win a championship. Okay, so the first-seeded Boston Celtics lose in the first round to the 8th-seeded Milwaukee Bucks. Are you
Oh.
shitting me?
No, you gotta
The
let
eighth.
that stand.
Well, considering it's 2009, and ironically, this did happen behind the back of Kevin Garnett got injured in Game 2.
Huh, okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you gotta
Also, I
let that
think Paul
stand.
Pierce is dead. Also, let me check the rosters here.
Oh, you're saying he got stabbed, and just like he did in real life, but this time it killed him.
No, he torn MCL. Oof. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Pierce tore his MCL. Garnett's out with a hamstring injury, but only for a few weeks. But I mean, it was enough. Ray Allen and Rondo did their best, but they weren't going to do too much. So I'll let that stand, especially because it came behind all those fucking injuries. And the Bucks are led by Amari Stoudemire, and then a bunch of guys who I don't think are real. Guy named Gary Peeler, and that's Gary with 2 R's. Zach Long from China. Ronald Murray. And hey, Mon Ellis actually on the Bucks. Mon Ellie have it all. Yeah, Amari Stoudemire and Mana Ellis are the only 2 players on this roster I think are actually real. That's kind of nuts. And then they will get absolutely fucking whomped by the Kevin Love, Chris Paul, Wally Szczerbiak, the Jersey Nets. But yeah, the Bulls won the T-Mac sweepstakes. I tried to offer T-Mac a max contract, but so did like 7 other teams, so he said no. Bulls have T-Mac, Kyle Lowry, Kirk Henrik, Nick Collison. Nice. And what are we looking at here? Wow. The 7th-seeded Bobcats swept the 2nd-seeded Atlanta Hawks. Because Andrea Bargnani fucking averaged 27 points a game in that series. Unbelievable.
Did he take 38 shots a game
Also,
or something?
Jason Kidd's there. No, amazing fucking, he's fucking killing it, man. Jason Kidd's here too. It's actually kind of like a soft version of the Nets, but with Bargnani, who became incredible. You got Kenyon Martin, Jason Kidd, Andrea Bargnani, Trevor Ariza. Hey, Tyronn Lue's on this team too. It's pretty funny. And the Hawks are just led by fucking Jason Terry. Ugh.
Which I think he was there in real life, so I guess he's
Yes,
still there.
he was, and he's just there forever. But after the season, I'm gonna put him on the Mavs, which makes sense with him. You know, he got swept as the 2nd seed, so he's like, man, fuck this.
He gets run out of town by the Hawks fans, all 38 of them.
Basically. Simulate the round. Oh wow, the 8th-seeded Bucks actually beat that Nets team in 7. Let's fucking go. Braun's gonna get swept again. Help me out. Oh shit. Bucks Bulls ECF gone to 7. What's gonna happen? The Bucks fucking did it. Holy shit. The T-Mac Bulls do not make the finals to go up against the Kobe Lakers. Amari Stoudemire and some guy named Ronald Murray. Fucking.
I think Ronald Murray was a real NBA player.
I think so too, because he was technically on the rosters when you start the season. So yeah, Ronald Murray fucking popped off. Holy shit. And Amari Stoudemire, the dream is real. Bucks back in the finals for the first time since Lou Alcindor to get absolutely butt blasted by the Lakers. I'm not force winning any of these. I'm just letting whatever happens happen. And Lakers in 5.
Makes
Wow.
sense.
Kobe fucking killed him. 25 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, and this is Kobe. 2 steals and a block on 54% from the field, including 69 from 3. Goddamn. Also, somehow the Lakers traded for Zydrunas Ilgauskas for some reason, so Big Z has a ring. Let's fucking go. Because Andrew Bynum's not in the game. Which makes sense. Wow, Big Z earned that ring too. In Game 5, he put it to bed. 23 points on 10 for 12 shooting. What a legend. And Mike Conley, holy fuck, 16 assists in Game 5.
Mike Conley.
Yeah, they drafted Mike Conley. They're pretty damn good. Kobe, lighting him up. He had a 53-point game in the finals. Fucking Game 3. What a legend. All right. Let's go, Kobe. Okay, his 4th ring and finals MVP. Let's go. After the 2009 season, Lamal. Also, for some reason, he was back in Orlando, and even funnier, his number didn't switch back to 32. It's still 34. That is hilarious.
He went back to Orlando after the way they treated him? Not likely.
Apparently. Let's go.
Press X to doubt.
Yeah, pretty much. Shaq. Hall of Fame.
So, apparently Pau Gasol did get into the Hall of Fame this year. It was always kind of a slam dunk that he'd get in, but he's in now.
Yes. Yes, because of international play, and that's something I told people. Like, as folks often think, they're like, his career wasn't good enough to blah, blah, blah. Well, he was basically the best player from Spain ever, and he had an incredible international career. Lots of Olympic medals, obviously never gold, but tons of silvers. Pau Gasol. In 2023, it was announced Gasol would be inducted into the Hall of Fame. He hasn't been yet because the Hall of Fame ceremony's sometime after the finals and all that, but yeah, he'll get there. Do they already have the classes for this year? Hall of Oh, hell yeah. I love it. Wade, awesome. Dirk Nowitzki, awesome. Pau Gasol, awesome. Tony Parker, awesome. Greg Popovich, boo. Becky Hammon, really?
Why does Popovich get in now? He hasn't retired yet. It's not like he was a player 5 years ago. What a kind of a random time.
Why is Popovich eligible for Hall of Fame? Here. Okay, well, we don't have the answer for that yet, but Becky Hammon, I was like, wait a minute, she hasn't retired either. She was the first woman to serve in a coaching capacity in the NBA. She was an assistant in San Antonio where she famously did awful. She's currently the coach for the Las Vegas Aces in the WNBA, but she was nominated for her 16-year career as a WNBA player. So, despite still being an active NBA coach, Popovich's name has been put forward for the prestigious honor. That's because the Spurs legend's been in the business for so long. It's his 27th season with the team. Effective with the class of 2020, the Hall of Fame considers active coaches eligible for retirement if they've worked on a professional level for at least 25 years and reached the minimum age of 60. A coach must be either fully retired for 4 full seasons or, if still an active coach, have coached as either full-time assistant or head coach on the high school and or college and or professional level for a minimum of 25 years. That person will then be considered for enshrinement in the 6th year of retirement or 26th year of active coaching. And Popovich is in his 27th season, so he now counts.
Okay. That's a pretty good Hall of Fame class overall, though.
Yes, it is. Actually, hold on. Yeah. So let me check. Eric Spoelstra's 52. So he needs to be 60, so 8 more seasons. Plus how long he's been coaching since 2008. It's been 15 years. 8 years would be 23. So he would need, after the 26th year, 11 more seasons. He'd be 63 when he's eligible. And he also needs to stay the coach of the Heat, or at least continue coaching, for 11 more seasons.
Seems doable.
Popovich could have gone into the Hall of Fame before now, however, he's declined it in the past. Him accepting now makes it sound like he may actually consider retiring. Which,
I think he was
considering
going
the
to
Spurs...
retire, and then the Spurs got the top pick.
Yeah. It still would make sense if he did retire here, because it could also be from the perspective of, now we can let a new generation truly move forward, because I'm going to retire soon anyway. Why would I have the start of this guy's career if he's going to be the game changer for us? I love seeing Dirk get in. So because of Dirk, Tony Parker, and Pau Gasol, this is probably the best international Hall of Fame draft class of all time to date.
By the way, so Pau Gasol, 2 silver medals and 1 bronze medal at the Olympics. He's got a gold medal at the World Cup, and he's got 3 gold medals, 2 silver medals, and 2 bronze medals in Eurobasket.
Yeah. An absolute shitload of Eurobasket accolades. Then, when you just look at his pure career stats, 20,000 points and 11,000 rebounds, that pretty much gets you there. Because, like, Bill Laimbeer is the only player in the history of the National Basketball Association that's had over 10,000 points and 10,000 rebounds for a career and hasn't gotten into the Hall. So, it doesn't take much to actually make it.
Yeah, and Gasol has 2 rings. Gasol has...
6-time All-Star. He's got 4 All-NBA selections. He was Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
And an absolute assload of international accolades. Spanish Kings Cup winner, Spanish Kings Cup MVP, ACB Finals MVP, 3-time Liga ACB champion, All EuroLeague second team. He had his number retired by the Lakers. 2-time FIBA Europe Player of the Year, 2-time Mr. Europa Player of the Year, 4-time Euroscar Player of the Year, FIBA World Cup MVP, FIBA World Cup top scorer, 2-time FIBA Eurobasket MVP, 3-time FIBA Eurobasket top scorer. Like, shitload of fucking... He's in the running as one of the best European players of all time.
Sure.
Definitely top 10 European players of all time. Alright, I just saw JS post. Popovich is still coaching because he's the highest paid coach in the National Basketball Association. Not anymore, thanks Money Williams. But he makes, he was making like $11 million a season. So he gets paid a lot of money, and at his age, money's not really going to make a lot of difference for him as an individual, but if he cares about his family, he's just building his nest egg up to leave behind for his kids and grandkids. Plus, and this is something really important you got to remember here, Popovich is very arrogant and egotistical. He may not come off that way, and he may not see it that way, but his insistence in getting involved in politics shows that that's the case. Because he thinks that people give a shit what he thinks about anything other than basketball. You basically have to be a self-centered person to think that.
Yeah, it's a pretty good Hall of Fame class, though. I mean, I don't like Popovich either. I can't stand him, actually, but...
Yeah, he's right. Right now, best coach of all time. When time goes on, Eric Spoelstra will surpass him. In terms of pure talent, Spoelstra has already surpassed him, but Spoelstra just needs the longevity and the accolades. But yeah, definitely right now, best coach of all time. Easily, he's earned it. The only real they don't belong here is Becky Hammon. But if she actually had a quote unquote Hall of Fame caliber career in the WNBA, then I mean, okay, fine. As far as her coaching career goes, the only reason she's successful is because when she came into the league, she was willing to work for a very cheap amount of money. So Bill Laimbeer said, hey, if you just do everything I tell you to, run my system and everything, you can come here for cheap and you'll just collect rings. So she said, okay, so she's already gotten 2. I'm like, man, that must be easy as fuck.
Man, good for Bill Laimbeer. They'll never give him
Seriously.
the respect he deserves, so he's like, well, you know what?
Right.
I'm going to turn it into a joke that I'm not in the Hall of Fame.
Basically, because like Larry Bird's one of the people that votes on classes, and Larry Bird hates Bill Laimbeer's guts. So Bill's just like, okay, you want to be that petty? I'll just become the GOAT. Just sit there, like, by the time he's done, he's going to have like 11 championship rings as a coach or an executive. He's going to be like, okay, I'm not in the Hall of Fame, yeah. They're going to be old men, and fucking Larry Bird's like not going to be able to vote on it anymore or something because he's got dementia. And then they go, okay, let's give it to Bill Lamau. Changed the shot clock to 45 seconds. Had more yes votes than no votes, but thank God it didn't pass.
Oh,
What
that's
the hell
worst
is wrong
idea
with you?
ever.
Seriously. I'm like, what is the AI thinking? Jesus
I'm
Christ.
thinking they're doing some kind of tribute to some famous basketball player who wore 45, and the only guy I can think of who wore 45 was Michael Jordan the year he came back from his suspension.
They're honoring Billy D. Williams and his favorite malt liquor, Colt 45. Oh no, we accidentally won the first overall pick. Time to draft a bust again. We need a head coach. No, we don't. Come back, Rick Adelman. Wait a minute, did he retire? Fuck me, he might have retired.
Rick Adelman?
Shit! Rick Adelman fucking not in real life, in my association, because Rick Adelman starts off as the coach of the Timberwolves when you start the 2002 era, and he's so good I just wanted to keep him here. But he fucking retired on me. So did Larry Brown and Jerry Sloan. Oof, this is actually one of the best coaching retirement classes of all time. Son of a bitch. Those guys fucking... Wow, we got fucked on that. Well, shit. Well, I guess I'm forced to hire Mo Cheeks as the best available.
Mo Cheeks would be a great porn name.
Yeah, seriously. So the only real coaches that are available: Mo Cheeks, Paul Silas, and I think that may be it as I keep going down this list of available. Yeah. Damn, we got fucked on, man. Damn it. I'm not hiring that guy to that kind of fucking money. Holy shit. I don't think anybody's offering that. Mo Cheeks is highly sought after, though. God, look at that. Fuck it, I'll throw my hat in the ring. Let's pay him. $7 million a season. He'd be getting that fucking Rick Adelman money. Let's go.
I mean, coach
$7
salary.
million a season, and he's fucking tentative. You're shitting me. You gotta be kidding.
Is there a cap for salary on coaches?
The cap is whatever your available budget is.
Oh, okay.
I wish you could see who else was offering, because I'm trying to see what I need to beat. But I mean, I guess I could just throw the maximum value I have at him. Alright, he did sign with us for $7.18 million a season.
Do you care at all if your teams are profitable, or do you just care about winning? Because as far as I know, the game doesn't punish you for losing money.
No, it would if you had the MyGM role-playing things in effect, but I don't, so the team is very not profitable right now, and that's just because we stink, and fan interest is like in the single digits. However, this is fun. Every time your team redesigns, fan interest and profitability are reset. So the only thing you have to do is wait until the jerseys get reset. And wouldn't you know it, the exact time period when I'm actually going to start trying, because I get the guys I want to build around come into the league, coincides with the rebranding everyone gets because they switched to Nike's jerseys. So just in time for us to be profitable. But right now we are... we're not doing too good financially. We're in the hole $72 million.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the 2009 NBA draft. I could draft Steph Curry if I wanted to. who wouldn't drop like he would in real life because his overall is, as a rookie, before he's even been drafted, 84. And you got 20-year-old Blake Griffin, who looks like he's 40. James Harden, who doesn't have the distinctive fucking, like, didn't he have like a Mr. T style fucking mohawk or some shit? Well, I mean, first of all, when he first got drafted, he didn't have his beard yet. James Harden mohawk. I remember that shit when he first went over to Houston.
Mhm.
He actually had a somewhat decent look back when he was a legit star. And then he fattened up real nice because all he wanted to do was bang strippers. Didn't give a shit about actually winning games. We could draft Rubio again for the memes. Brandon Jennings, I remember him.
He was fun for a couple seasons.
Alright. Ty Lawson, how about that? Oh, James Johnson. Jeff Teague, getting Teague bagged. We drafted Anderson Curry. Fuck, we drafted the wrong Curry. Taj Gibson, Wesley Matthews, Pat Beverly, Danny Green. How about that? Patty Mills, Chuck Landry. Tyler Hansbrough, fuck that guy. Wayne Ellington.
I remember Wayne Ellington. Is Johnny Flynn in the draft? He was the guy the Timberwolves took instead of Curry.
Let me check. I sort by last name, that'll make it easier. No.
Really? I mean, he was a colossal bust, but he was still the 5th pick in that draft.
Alright, let me see what kind of trades we would be offered here. Who wants the first pick? The Cavs would offer me Eddie Curry and Ricky Davis for the first pick. A nice meme. Just want to give me Wally Serbiak back. That's hilarious.
Ollie Serbiak was a pretty good shooter for a little while there. I remember in Game 6 of the ECF, Cavs Magic, I think it was Wally Serbiak they put in at the end of the game trying to figure out some way to come back, because that was the game Cleveland kind of got blown out. And I think he airballed 2 straight three-pointers.
That sounds correct. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to draft Stephen Curry, and then when it comes to rookie signings, I'm just going to decline to sign him. Just make him a free agent. What do you think?
Hi.
Because I'm role-playing the Timberwolves. So I'm being an absolute fucking mongoloid while I intentionally continue to tank because I want to be better later on. But I still have, like...
Take Hashim
6.
Thabit.
If he's in here. If he's in here, okay.
That'd be weird if he wasn't.
Was he the 2009 NBA draft class?
Yeah, he was the 2nd overall pick.
I gotta sort by name if I'm gonna find him. No, he's not in.
Oh, I'm not getting it now. How can you leave out Hashim Thabit?
Seriously.
Literally a legend. Maybe the worst draft pick of all time.
Yeah, let's see here. First overall, Blake Griffin of the Clippers, then Hasheem Thabit for the Grizz, James Harden of the Thunder, then Tyreek Evans to the Kings, yeah. Then the Timberwolves had 2 straight picks, the 5th and 6th pick, and they both of those were point guards. Ricky Rubio and Johnny Flynn, just so that 7th could be yet another point guard, and this time they actually picked Steph Curry. Wouldn't you know it?
And then they took Ty Lawson but traded him to Denver.
Yeah. Wow. They took so many, like, this is a very stacked point guard class in terms of guys who are actually good. Like, let's list all the point guards in this draft class who are better than Ricky Rubio and Johnny Flynn. Steph Curry, Brandon Jennings, Drew Holiday. I'll give Ty Lawson credit there, yeah. Jeff Teague, Aaron Collison. I mean, that's already a shitload of guys. Patrick Beverly. Mills. Johnny Flynn's an absolute fucking sack of shit bust, and Ricky Rubio took years before he even became semi-relevant, but his absolute peak is bench role player.
Oh, he just never learned how to shoot.
Pretty much.
Absolute tragedy.
How do you fuck up that badly? Well, anyway, let's fuck up that badly and draft Steph Curry and then just not sign him. I really want to do this now ever since I spoke it into existence. Actually, wait. I'll do what Earl would want me to do and draft Darren Collison first overall. Alright, Harden goes to the Pistons with pick number 2. Indiana Pacers take Steph Curry with pick number 3. The New Jersey Nets trade their pick to the Rockets, who take Blake Griffin.
No.
The Rockets now have Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin.
The thing was, in college, I didn't think Blake Griffin would be good in the pros. I thought he was like a smaller Dwight Howard. And I thought Dwight Howard, smaller, would be like not that interesting of a player. I was not a fan of Blake.
Yeah, he really... because he played in LA, his amazing athletic plays got a lot more burn than they normally would have. Because, I mean, think about, like, Ja Morant and his athleticism and the crazy shit that he's done. If he played for either the Lakers or the Clippers, if he played in LA, we would constantly be hearing about this fucking guy. But Blake Griffin, bless him, you know, when his athleticism started to decline, he actually added a jump shot and other tools to his game, but first few seasons of his, he's never really been all that relevant.
I believe, I could be wrong, his best season was his rookie year. He had his best stats, at least.
Yes. Alright, 5th overall, DeMar DeRozan. 6th overall, Ricky Rubio. I'm already laughing. Not even close. 7th overall, Mac Doherty, which I think is not a real person, I'm not sure. There goes Tyreek. Finally, Jeff Teague. But I don't know why he's being drafted to back up Steve Nash. Who knows, man? Rockets drafted the wrong Curry. There we go. Blazers picking up Brandon Jennings. The Knicks draft Ty Lawson. That makes sense. Drew Holiday to the New Orleans Hornets. Wes Matthews to the Spurs. That makes sense. Popovich would value that shit. Danny Green to the Charlotte Bobcats. Ouch.
Didn't Danny Green get cut from the Cavs before he ended up on the Spurs? So he had to go through a little bit of a trial.
Okay, I'm now going to draft Patrick Beverly, and he will be the guy that I don't sign because it's funny. Because fuck him.
That is pretty funny.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
I
I don't
didn't
know.
realize the first pick was going to make that much money. God damn.
Yeah, David. I mean, Trout would still be the second best hitter on this team, right? He'd be the second best hitter after Kelnick so far this year, so... Wish I had those problems.
I completely forgot I have Future Stucky on this team. He's actually right on the cusp of being a good player, funnily enough, because he has a shitload of badges that are excellent. They're just all bronze. If they were gold, he'd be all NBA. I don't know how I ended up getting Corey Brewer, but I actually have Corey Brewer. I think I made my memes became dreams. Oh yeah, and I forgot I got Nick Batum. That was an amazing pickup too. Qualifying offers, all you can suck my ass. Ugh. I'm just so tired of not being able to play. I'm just trying to fucking make my way through this shit. Okay, I think the Celtics are blowing it up. Master Sword yet?
I'm sorry?
Did you get the Master Sword yet?
Yes, I did. I'm basically... I don't want to go make a run to beating the game now, so I'm just doing some final prep stuff, and the idea is tomorrow, whenever I'm ready to stream, I just turn it on, and we are off to Hyrule Castle.
Oh yeah, no problem. Why do I have Eddie House on my team?
Eddie House is pretty good.
Oh yeah, I forgot I drafted Chalmers last year. How'd Roy Hibbert do? That's my question.
Did you know that James Jones is the GM for the Phoenix Suns right now?
The James Jones?
Yeah, the guy who made the finals 8 straight years.
Exactly. Wow, what a legend. I didn't know that. That's even better. He fired Monty. Incredible. Alright. Roy Hilbert. The 95 post hook. That's absolute bullshit.
Yeah, maybe 9.5.
Seriously. Alright, well, let's see what you can do, Future Stucky.
We're handing you
Future's
the
now
car
85
keys.
overall. Hell yeah.
We're handing you the car keys. Don't crash.
Basically. He's here to save the future. Alright, let me make sure that nothing stupid happened to the only teams that I'm intending to save. Okay. Big Z getting passed around like fucking... Rockets? Wow. Rockets are Blake Griffin, Derrick Rose, and T-Mac. T-Mac found his way back.
Like ow my back.
Goddamn. Alright, let's see here. What are the Lakers looking like right now? Kobe, Powell, Mike Conley, Artest. I don't know why Lamar Odom's not here. Oh, because they drafted Taj Gibson. They did that too. Oh, okay. Well, we're going to bring Odom back. It has to be done. See what happened to the Celtics? They brought everybody back. That's less work for me. Chicago Bulls have a guy named Scottie Pippen Jr. And they're paying him $11 million a season. What the fuck?
Is this like how they're laundering money to Scotty?
It has to be.
The heck?
Alright, so the Hawks have to be the first ones to blow it up. Just forward. ...2010 NBA draft, that was a crappy one. The best player was Greg Monroe and his giant buttocks. Also, Gordon Hayward was there.
I still remember Steven insisting that Gordon Hayward handled his free agency worse than LeBron and Dwight Howard did. I was like, dude, come on.
If I get the first pick again, I'm gonna draft Favors.
Gonna draft sexual favors?
Exactly. Oh, I remember Avery Bradley.
He's good for
Oh, hey, Hassan Whiteside's in this draft, and he's actually taken seriously. Oh, man, that's hilarious. We have to scout Whiteside.
Whiteside should have been good, man.
Well, if he wasn't a moron, he would have been.
Yeah, exactly.
Who the hell is Javon Farmer? It's the second highest rated player in this draft class. What the fuck? Paul George is in this draft class. What the hell? Call some guy named Javon Farmer. Fucking...
WNBA says player safety is top priority after Brittany Griner is harassed in an airport. Why is Brittany Griner getting harassed at an airport? Did she bring weed or something when they're trying to, like, steal it from her?
Actually, that's a good question, because she doesn't hate America anymore after spending time in a Russian prison and seeing what actual oppression is like. All of a sudden, she had this magical change of heart. Okay, so we're off to an excellent fucking start. 4-26. We did it. Lucky leading the team in points. Actually having a not terrible season. I mean, obviously the team is bad, so in the grand scheme of things it's bad. But 17.5 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. That's not awful. If Roy Hilbert's offense wasn't completely busted, he'd probably be a fucking all-star. He's shooting 42% from the field and 9.8 points a game. But he's leading the league in rebounds with 12.5, and he's got 2.5 blocks a game. So
Oh, on that team, there are a lot of rebounds to get.
fair enough. Okay. Let's do the final solution.
Remember when Kobe said that
For-
when he missed, it was like an assist? Because he's giving his big man a chance to get the rebound.
The offensive rebound and the board. Yes, exactly.
And he called it a Kobe Bryant assist when he misses a shot.
Good quality stuff. Alright, now we are going to trade... What do you reckon here, guys? Well, we're just the king of absorbing shitty contracts. Let's hand Corey Brewer to the Hawks. And start stealing some draft picks, guys. What do you think? Take that 2014 pick. Thank you, sir. Oh, sorry. Give me that. Give me that. Celtics would acquire 10 million more than allowed. So, where do we salary dump? Oh shit. First of all, who'd I put?
Bill Walton thinks it should be an assist when a player shoots an air ball and their teammate rebounds it and scores.
Basically.
Bill Walton thinks a lot of things.
How much more? 4 more. 4 million more. Okay. I have to be Joakim and Kurt Thomas. And in exchange, I will hand you Ass Piss. Here, take this guy named Wang Zhizhi. He's not making a lot of money. And you can hand me Daniel Gibson. Oh. Brief LaFrance. And the Celtics need more people. Crap. Oh, right, I was gonna hand them Wayne Shishi. Oh, they still need to fucking burn cap space? Are you fucking kidding me?
Seven, 6, 6. May I please have a water?
God damn it, guys. Fuck. There we go. Son of a bitch. This Ray Allen contract is so fucking massive. We just had to fight for so long to make the salaries work to reunite the Celtics here. Son of a bitch. Alright, send Noah to the Hawks. We're just gonna pick up a bunch of shit. That's what I'm talking about, boys. Override. Come back to the Hawks. Because you're blowing it all up now, boys. Mavs.
That's a pretty good one, David. I like that. Where's the...
Wait a minute. They drafted somebody. They drafted Jeff Teague to take over for Nash, but then they got rid of Nash. Why would you do that? Ugh. Fucking stupid bastards. Alright. Then I'll just take some fucking picks, please. And we could dump this guy, Rafe, Drew, crap, we got a lot of shitty players. Oh. Oh, cause, yeah. Right.
Wait a minute. Where'd it go? God dang it.
Salary here. I'll absorb your crappy fucking salary.
Question is your fan base smart and savvy enough to understand what you're doing? You're pulling a trust the process.
The answer, I believe, is emphatically no. Okay, they need more people, so let's give you someone extremely cheap, Kareem Rush. Oh, you still need people. Okay. Raja Bell, how about that? Dude, it is not my fucking fault that you let this happen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, it'd be 12, and you're telling me they need to have at least 14 players. They need 2 more, but... Ugh. And now I'll find someone to dump to the Blazers. Hey, it worked. It's a miracle, a Christmas miracle. I don't know who the fuck Wes Hudgens is, but you're out of here. Alright, I'd like to send one more person to the Mavs to make that work. Oh no, they're fine. I should be able to make that work.
Negative 0. 6.
Lakers have got a dumb salary, which makes perfect sense. Do you ever consider not having a bunch of shitters on your fucking team? Jesus. And then, just for the duration of this season, we're going to shut CPU trades completely down. Alright, take me to the trade deadline, boys. Now, I love seeing that when I try to sign a contract with someone for the minimum and they decline it, but they're a free agent who's in their mid-30s. Like, that wouldn't actually happen in real life.
Makes you feel like Michael Richards at the Laugh Factory.
Pretty much. Like, wait, hold on. What was that last part? I've been had. Oh no. Okay. So, now we finally finish that.
Hope and sneeze,
Mavs.
possibly mauled.
I love it. Take a look at the Lakers. Love it. Take a look at the Celtics. We love it. Easy peasy. Alright, stats and standings, league leaders, per game.
What's going on, everyone?
CP3 is actually angling for an MVP this year. Holy shit. But if Duncan keeps playing like he is, he's going to win it instead. Spurs top seed, and he's leading the league in rebounds and blocks and field goal percentage. What a legend. How are the Lakers 500?
Because they're the Lakers. They're getting every call. That's how this works.
Pretty much. Let me look at the scouting real quick.
Trust the Gorton's fishermen.
Do they have badges? Alright. John Wall, what a bust. Paul George, humongous bust. Derek Favors, GOAT. Gordon Hayward, no badges, wow.
You love gay favors. Remember that?
Yeah, Rubio Favors gay love sessions. I remember that one.
Oh my god.
Wow, Gordon Hayward unironically sucks. Wow. Stats are terrible. Let's take a look at Whiteside's badges. Dog shit. Whatever, we could always win the Hassan Whiteside sweepstakes. Oh wow, those Nuggets jerseys are beautiful. I'm so glad they have those. Right? Oh no, that's just offensive. Oh, that's boring. Alright.
Alright.
Sit
I
down
give up.
mid.
I can't find this fucking statue. I'm so confused right now.
When everybody thinks alike, no one is thinking. That's pretty dumb. Hey, remember how the Chicago Bulls logo is a robot reading a book upside down?
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was funny. That was a good meme.
Fan interest, 1.2%.
That seems
Awesome.
high. Like, what do you have to say about the fans who are still interested at this point? Like, that's pretty fucking bad.
We are 16 and 66.
You know, that's not
Alright.
even the worst team ever. That's got to be a little disappointing for you.
Steph Curry, Rookie of the Year. LeBron James, MVP again. Elton Brand, Sixth Man of the Year, Lamau. LeBron, you're not winning the fucking... Why do they keep wanting to give LeBron Defensive Player of the Year?
He could have gotten
Why?
one in real life if he really wanted to, in fairness.
In 2013, that was the closest he came, and he was doing everything that year. He just couldn't get it done.
Aha.
This can't be right. Bro, Dwight's been fucking killing it, okay? This is his second Defensive Player of the Year award. I mean, I know I'm giving it to him and everything. But, he's got 3 All-NBA selections. But he's only been an All-Star once.
Nobody likes
Like,
Dwight
what the-
Howard, huh?
I guess? I don't know what the fuck, man. This guy's gonna end up having a Hall of Fame caliber career with, like, no All-Star selections. What the fuck? Okay, and... enough of this Bargnani being the fucking first team center. Especially when Dwight's playing at an MVP level and actually plays 82 games. Fuck off with that shit.
The simulation is trying to make a joke, but it doesn't really understand humor.
Yeah, evidently.
I mean, Julio's been hot for the last couple weeks, right, David? Like, he's been playing really well, so I think he's already kind of snapping out of it. There are going to be bad games here and there, of course. It's baseball. That's how this works.
Why didn't the Lakers make the playoffs?
They hired Mike D'Antoni to be their coach.
Like, how the fuck did they miss the playoffs? I need to go back and fix this because I was gonna have Kobe win it all again. The Lakers missed the playoffs by 2 games. Wow.
The NBA would never have allowed that.
Exactly. Not when they're the defending champions, and not when Kobe finishes 3rd in MVP voting. What the hell?
You know, I wonder if that OKC team that had Westbrook on it is the worst team to ever have an MVP winner on it. Is like the years Nash won it, the Suns were at least the 2 seed, I think. Dirk won it the year the Mavs won 57, 67 games and got the 1 seed. Like, usually the MVP's on a top 3 seed, so for Westbrook to win it as a 6 seed, that's probably pretty unprecedented.
Yes, that's the lowest seeded team. Ever.
Mm-hmm. I know there's one NFL MVP that won MVP despite not even making the playoffs. It was O.J. Simpson.
Wait, was that a killed his wife joke?
No, he actually won MVP one year and didn't make the playoffs.
Okay, cool. Sorry. Good lord. Okay, it's almost the worst ever. The only other person, it's only ever been one time before, where a person on the 6-seeded team won league MVP. It was Moses Malone.
Okay, that makes sense.
And that may have been for the year that they won the championship. I'm not totally sure. Previous season. The conference. Ugh. Okay, I think it was for 1979.
What it would take for a player to win MVP and miss the playoffs?
He'd have to play 82 games, and it would have to be the best single season of all time.
You'd have to average like
Without
60
looking
points a
question.
game.
Essentially, you'd have to put up Wilt numbers in the modern NBA. And you could technically miss the playoffs if you were the 7th seed and you just lost all the playing games.
That'd be interesting. Just had like
Because the Heat were the
sniffer.
7th seed this year by record. So then they go into the play and they lost the first game, which made them the 8th seed. Then the Hawks moved up to the 7th seed. And then they won, which kept them in the playoffs as the 8th seed. If they lost, they'd have gotten bounced down to, I think, either 9th or 10th. Then the Bulls would have made the playoffs as the 8th seed.
Yeah, that sounds right. And the Bulls were up by 1 with 2 minutes left. That was a good game.
So, if you can think about it, especially because before the playoffs start, that's when they do the awards and everything now. Let's just say Jimmy Butler, because the 7th seed is not that different from the 6th seed. Let's just say Jimmy Butler had the best single season anyone's ever seen. He averaged a quadruple-double on 50 points a game. He probably would have won MVP. And then let's say that in the first game of the play-in tournament, he shatters his ACL into a bajillion fucking pieces. And then they lose every game in the play-in tournament. They'd have missed the playoffs straight up. But he would have already won it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So thanks to the play-in, that is possible. You just have to be an amazing player on the 7th seed. Because, I mean, Westbrook won it on the 6th seed, but that was when he broke Oscar Robertson's triple-double record and averaged a triple-double for a season, which hadn't been done in 40 years. So people were all shitting themselves over how amazing that was. So it didn't matter that he was on the 6th seed. Because people even justified it by saying, oh, well, you know, Moses Malone did the same thing, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, Kobe almost won it the year he was on the 7th seed, I think. The year that Nash won it instead.
Oh, yeah.
I guess that would have been the worst ever if that had come in, but...
Right, and that was not only a hell of a season from him, but he also would go on into the playoffs to justify it if he had won by beating the Suns.
Yeah, too bad.
I agree. Things could have been absolutely extraordinary. Huh. Well, that's crazy. So LeBron's Jazz team, at the time of the trade deadline when I made my save, the Lakers are the 8th seed, the Jazz are the 9th seed. The Jazz are 500, 23 and 23. The Lakers are 25 and 23. Now, by the end of the season, the Lakers would miss the playoffs as a 9th seed by 2 games, and the Jazz moved their way up to the 2nd seed. So I wonder what's going to happen this time, but goddamn. Also, my fan interest dropped to 0.7. Even better.
Do a character sketch of the 0.7% that still care.
They're wearing paper bags.
No, they're wearing their underwear on their head.
El Pressador style.
You guys see the Minnesota Timberwolves game?
Did anyone see it? It's a trick question. I know you didn't, because I was there in the arena by myself. I've seen more people at a WNBA game.
Reach more people if I was yelling out the side of a bus.
I'm pretty sure the ushers are being paid more than the people on the court. Good lord. You have any idea how difficult it is to guard an empty building? Alright. Nice try.
Fudge? Alright guys, I'm going to go insert this eye in the statue, and then I'm going to go ahead and get out of here for the night. I got a couple things I got to do, and then I'm going to bed. Tomorrow, I believe that basically the first thing we're going to do is go to Hyrule Castle and start the end game. And I don't know how the end game in this game works. If it's like Breath of the Wild, it'll probably just take me an hour or two to beat. But I don't know. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you guys tomorrow.